It's quite
Thanks for
remarkable
having
how
me.
domestic travel has basically achieved full recovery in less than 2 months since this reopening.
Right.
How are you
Yeah,
assessing
that's
this
right.
trajectory of this travel comeback in China now?
Yeah, we have seen very positive rebound for the travel industry. For domestic travel, not only we recovered to 2019 level, we have exceeded 2019 level by 50%, just within 2 months time period after the reopening. For outbound travel, we also have seen a surge in demands, 300% growth year over year, although there is a limitation on the international flights. So we are very excited for the recovery for the travel industry from China.
Yeah, you mentioned the biggest bottleneck for you has been the flight capacity. And I think everyone that I talk to say it's really hard to get a flight these days, even though there is so much pent-up demand to go somewhere. What does the recovery of flight capacity look like to you throughout the year for both domestic and outbound?
Right now, it recovered for about 15 to 20%. We are hoping that by the end of the second quarter, 50 to 60% of the flight will be recovered. And by the end of the year, about 80 to 100% of the flights are recovering. So we are talking with the airlines and making sure they do everything they can to capitalize on the recovery of the outbound travel.
The Washington Post also had an interesting story about how U.S. is looking at maybe loosening some of these testing requirements from people coming from China now. Japan has kind of done the same. I wonder when it comes to visa issuance, what is that like now? Is it hard to get a visa to travel outside of China? Is it more or less convenient than pre-pandemic?
Yeah, it depends on the country. For example, Thailand, they have visa on arrival. So we have seen tremendous inbound customers from China to Thailand. And their prime minister even went to the airport to welcome Trip.com customers, which also were very well received by the customers. Singapore also is doing very well. Within 5 days, you will be able to get the visa. But some other countries, it might take 1 year. So we urge the different embassies to really speed up the process and making sure all these doors are opened.
Our analysts here at Bloomberg Intelligence had an interesting survey out that basically showed that it's people in lower tier cities that are actually more eager to travel. If you take a look at tier 1 and tier 2 in China, is that something that you're seeing across your platform too?
Yeah, we have 1.4 billion people, so almost everyone is ready to travel, far or less. China has 3 long holidays, which is Chinese New Year, October 1st holiday, and then summer holidays. For these 3 holidays, people tend to travel for a long distance, such as Australia, New Zealand, Europe, and the rest of the world. China also has 3 shorter holidays. One is the spring break. The second one is the May Labor Day weekend. The third one is Dragon Boat holiday. And for these 3 relatively shorter holidays, they tend to travel within China or in Asia. So all these are the wonderful opportunities our travel partners should be able to capitalize on.
Yeah, so how is Trip.com then trying to position itself? So given just the trends that we're seeing across that lower tier and top tier?
Absolutely. Our team is working very proactively with our global partners. I was just in the Europe, in Asia, working with our global partners, making sure they have products ready to welcome Chinese tourists. We are also working very hard with the visa offices around China to make sure the visa offices are ready for our outbound customers.